Alright, we are recording. Hello everybody. Let's
Hello.
get back to the house load.
House load.
Yes. Get rid of that. That's ugly.
There's something in that. My muscle memory is telling me to open the purse on the back of the door first and look in that pocket.
Very good. Yeah, so we were talking before about
Chicks and their stuff.
When
When was this written? 2009?
I think that is ironic though.
It's all ironic.
Yeah. Oh, but Sissy, no matter how ironic you get, I think God, it might even be in. Hopefully, by Lair of the Clockwork God, we realised that Sissy was a homophobic slur.
I think so.
But at this point, we thought it was the same as wussy or wimp.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. We were using it very much in a young ones, Rick Mayerly sort of era.
Yeah.
You know, like when you hear a word and you don't necessarily know what it means, but you just associate it with one specific thing.
Yeah.
I obviously associate it with like.
So there's a little hint that there's petrol in the hip flask, and therefore
Umbrella as well.
Old Hartnell might not be all these things. There you go. Wow. Lots of player hints there. So
yeah.
we have to make sure they understand that the handle is curved.
And that Americans need to understand what a brolly is whenever we say brolly from now on.
Yeah. I'm doing the puzzle out of order. Oh well. Right, let's go and look at the clock.
You don't want to do something with the mouse trap first. You want to put the
Mouse trap down.
mouse hole.
No. The mouse has stolen the wedge from the
That's right.
thing, but we don't need to know that yet. So 20, because until now we'd made 10:04 the time that was on all clocks forever in our games because of Back to the Future. But after this,
It's 10:20.
we made it 10:20 was like hour 10:04.
And it's 10:20 precisely so that you can turn that.
Yeah, it was so that all the puzzles worked well. It was so that this worked and the painting one worked basically.
The painting one. Go back to the painting one. You might as well just do it now. But like, I remember because of the perspective on that wall and like the kooky style of it all and the weird angle that they're at when you move it.
Yeah.
That getting that working was just a fucking pain in the ass. Did I redraw it? Yeah, I did. Look, it's very, very fake.
Yeah. But yeah, I think originally the digital clock was like 11:21.
Yeah.
As a X-Files reference, and then we were like, I think you were like, Ben, I can't do that on the painting. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I just picked a random time that worked. So the puzzle is that this is locked and it's at 10:20, so that's a clue that if you put somehow you're supposed to work out that if you put all the clocks at 10:20
somehow.
But I think the fact that like, you know, you've got a load of clocks in the room and this one you can turn, and I think without telling the player, it's pretty clear what the puzzle is. So so we had discussions about whether the mouse should come out of the mousetrap automatically or whether you should examine it and blah blah blah.
Remember.
So let's.
Mouse goes on the thing, doesn't it? Oh.
It does, but it needs a sexy dress.
Oh right.
So yeah, as I was saying, this is blue and it technically shouldn't be.
I remember that being really a really good pain in the ass to put out as well.
What? Ooh. Right.
Man, that is sexy.
So if we'll just put the mouse on its own on the thing.
Get out of the way, Dan.
So
That's great.
I think like we decided it was worth. It was like, even though it was extra effort, it was worth allowing the player to do it with no dress on to show.
Yeah.
Like, because otherwise you'd have to have Ben say, "Oh, I think that's a really good idea, but it might not be quite sexy enough," and it's just like,
that's exactly the sort of thing that like you would insist on, and I realised would be an extra 2 days' work.
yeah.
Would fight against.
But yeah, so this whole thing is like, it's like a remix of the Day of the Tentacle puzzle. Where,
Oh, did we steal this?
well, it's just the clock, the grandfather clock, having a secret passage.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Brilliant. With his little erect tail. That's lovely.
But yeah, in that's just a reference. But I think I wrote that because the whole thing about time machine that goes forward 1 second every second is that's something that people who think they're clever always say. You go, actually, we have invented time travel. We're all time traveling all the time. Oh, fuck off. Anyway, I like this bit because I actually had to. I actually just had to Google
of course
this.
you did. This is classic Ben Ward dialogue, like explaining the type of blinds that someone's put up in their house.
Yeah.
As if
good joke.
As if it's impossible that anyone could possibly have bought an old house and then put up some modern blinds.
No, but this is in the 40s.
Oh, of course.
So I'm saying, did they exist in the 40s?
Oh,
and
Jesus.
Dan is saying yes, they did. They were ancient Japanese.
But also, we
invention.
could have written that any way we liked.
Yeah.
Because we've changed the past.
No, I know. It was just an interesting. It's just an interesting look at thing. I wasn't worried that you had to explain them away. It was just I needed to look at description of Venetian blinds, but I just liked the fact that there was clearly researched, but then there was a joke about there being double glazing on there as well.
Fair.
Although I'm not sure whether I googled double glazing to. I probably did. Right, that's not quite everything because this needs to go to 1020. 1020. But yeah, so I like how because in Day of the Tentacle it's the first puzzle. You just use the door and that's it. And I like how it's a reference to it, but
but better.
Yeah, exactly.
Better than Day of the Tentacle.
That was the Day of the Tentacle reference that died. And yes, it's better than Day of the Tentacle because it had far more tortuous puzzles in it. Right, I've got to remember to save a lot because pathfinding in this room, thanks to AGS, is a bit fucked.
It was fine back in the day, though, wasn't it? Is it just as it's got older? I don't know.
No, I think it was always a bit ropey in here.
Never found any problems.
Because I remember when we did that, when we did that Double Fine game club where it's just a load of people off the Double Fine forums and they'd do a playthrough and all chat.
Right.
That was not too long after release, I don't think, and it got stuck in a loop there.
How annoying.
Because Cheesiness got a screen grab of it and made a little gif of it.
Oh,
yeah. That was his avatar on the Size 5 forums forever.
Yeah, thanks. You have to go and get the skateboard and the spanner.
Oh.
Again, muscle memory kicking in. I'm doing this in the most efficient way.
Yeah. You've got your strats, haven't you, for speedrunning it?
Oh.
And then this is the whole Dan. He wants to be an adventurer.
Oh, okay.
Thing. And we discussed about whether Dan should pick it up now, or whether he should be allowed to, when it gets to the Dan solo bit, whether it should be satisfying that he can then go and pick it up. But I think we liked him having it in his inventory already. Oh, sad Dan.
For a bit. We've got a big purple spanner in our games.
Yeah. Oh no, it's not big. It's not big and purple in Ben. They've done that. when I go back and play it, I expect it to be, and it's not.
They're not.
It's pretty big, but it's just
Big for a spanner.
really metallic and grey.
You've got to put the stuff in the machinery.
Get this start to kickstart him.
You've got some stuff.
Right, so I've got
You've got some petrol.
petrol.
I think that goes in. No, that's the exhaust, obviously. Can you not tell?
Of course I can.
Look, that pose
Yeah.
came in so useful. It's a really funny pose, and it always works.
Oh.
No, you gotta get a cog first. Cog on first.
Oh, so do we have a cog? No,
I
we've got
think we need to go and get it from the room. You can use the umbrella on the book, which is our lovely Fate of Atlantis.
Yeah. So do we have
something
to...
in that bottom drawer, isn't there?
It's a cord, an extension cord. But doesn't Dan... Oh no, that's right.
It was a snake. Did you look up what type of power cables people had in the 1940s?
No.
Did we have 3-pin power cables?
Well,
No,
I should have...
weren't that bothered, were you?
Well, maybe if I examine...
Oh dear.
Well, because I was just doing it to be funny, Dan. I wasn't doing it because, like,
Fine.
So, do we have to go back to the Tower of London to get a cock?
Yeah, I think so.
Huh.
But go and get the book first.
Okay. Oh, because you
why
have...
do you need to put petrol in that to get that going? That doesn't make any fucking sense, does it?
Right, yeah, because this is getting that. Yeah.
You can get a pin off that notice board as well.
Let's do that now.
Man, that is fucking tiny.
Yeah.
You're supposed to know that. Jesus. Must be a clue. Oh, I think if you quit out, he says there's a useful pin.
Yeah. That upper right pin looks pretty handy. Yeah. This is the kind of thing that absolutely in an old LucasArts game would not have been signalled at all. Oh yeah, so you've got the well, you know,
I might have looked
who
at. Do you know
knows
what? I might
what
have. It says starter, so maybe it just gets it going.
Yeah.
All right.
It all makes sense, Dan. Stop being so like obsessive about these things.
Another slagging off books reference. What is the...
It's continuing the boring museum thing.
Oh, I remember that. It's a really nice animation. Simple but effective.
Oh, what was it? Right.
Oh, it gives you something, doesn't it? If you, when you read it,
I think it just gives you clues, doesn't it?
I think when you come out of it, if you read every page, it says something like, "Oh, there's a."
So Shelley is Frankenstein. Mary Shelley. William Theodore is Bill and Ted. I don't think there's any more references in here, but I did. Cause I did this bit and I did try and get the I looked up writings from each age and tried to get like the writing style correct, so the apostrophes and the capitalization and stuff changes as you go. And I think I might have messed it up a bit, but like generally you can see the difference between 1665 and 1885 or whatever.
Because like if you don't read this and then come out, he summarises the bit that you didn't read. I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny, Polly Ann Lewis, so it's pal there as well. But yeah. We kind of had to just give the important information that pal is a oh yeah, and he's sad and decided to shut himself down. Oop. Is Spider-Man to make a robot? By the way, it's got lots of useful information in it. That robot is. That's the thing. Is that the robot is Professor Hartnell. That's the main thing we need to players. Right. So back to the.
Get your map up. Right?
Oh yeah.
We've got spanner now, so we can get the cog off at the.
Right. So map by pressing M. Can you? Is there any other way of doing it? You can't. It's not in here, is it? Oh yeah, it is. Okay. Right. So back to the dungeon. Because you've already seen that there's a cog there. And I was confused last time.
They put a fridge in there now as well, yeah, of course. We had a massive problem, didn't we, where we realised that... I can't even remember what it was, but there was a massive problem. Halfway through the game, we realised that this fridge caused a...
Yeah, I think... I couldn't even follow what our problem was, but we solved it by making the fridge really tall, I think. And we were like, a really tall fridge? Yeah, a really tall fridge, yeah. I love that line about a mouse probably took it, because like that came from me going, why has this thing disappeared? Why is all this like that? And you were like, a mouse took it, Ben. I was like, that's quite good. And it's like, and then it's a nice running joke that mice are just everywhere taking all this stuff. Right, so spanner on cog, is it?
Probably. He might stop you. Does he stop you?
I don't think so. And I think this is the
Oh,
guy.
yeah, amazing walk cycle.
I think this is the guy that was going to be Carol Russell or Russell Carroll or whatever it was, who was going to get offended by everything that we talked about in the down that commentaries. Yes, and so last time in our first session of recording this commentary, I was getting confused about why we had the guys come in and shoot him in the car.
Right.
It's like it's because you've got to save him with the flask, which I'd forgotten about. But we can't do that yet because old science dino's in the way. Do I get the disc?
Yeah, another great animation, as I remember. Super satisfying.
Oh, the little clonk.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. There we go.
Okay.
It's funny that, like...
You watch this.
The dinosaur saying how improbable there, by the way, is random. That's not to do with that little thing. That's just... that's his idle dialogue. And him walking over and standing right by it. If someone just happened to play this at this time, they'd be like, oh shit, there's a puzzle coming here. So we made sure to carry that one in Clockwork God, to have a third dead arm.
Yeah.
Although I think it was a woman's arm in that one.
Yeah, it was. Is this a woman's arm? No. Is that? Do we explain? I see. Wait. Ben obviously knows quite a lot about skeletal structure of the different sexes, right?
Yeah, he knows about like hip width and stuff like that. He's looked at the skeleton. He knows.
Cool.
And
can we get that down yet? You know, use the tape, don't you?
Yes, we can do. So we need
Which
to
is
look
great.
at the. Oh no,
great
we've got
joke where I set up where, like, you don't have to do this.
Yes.
And I used to get so many emails from people who say there was a bug in the game because we make it look like you needed to have done this to get out of when you get stuck later.
We'll mention it at the time, but yeah.
Lifting a jelly's backwards. How improbable again. Wow.
Weird. And Lion's Roar, of course, is a reference to the beer that you get the louts drunk on in the first game. And that comes back in 3 as well. Foreshadowing, Dan.
So if you open the fridge, is the thing on the top shelf, and that's the problem. We realised that you can't get. No, there's nothing on the top shelf. They fill it up later, don't they?
Yeah, with rocks, but I think it's purely for the magnet thing, but
I think it was for the rocks, and we just decided we could. I don't know.
Because you just put the virus back in. That's all you have to do with this, isn't it?
I don't remember any of it.
We need to close it again so I can actually get out.
We can use your map.
Oh,
Or you could use the teleport. Basement.
Basement. How improbable.
Alright, Cog on.
Jog on.
Jog on.
Use.
There
it is.
This doesn't look like one because of the weird graphic.
You done it with 3D for some reason.
Very 3D. Now you can put the lights on.
Right. Yeah, but Dan, can we concentrate on the game, please?
Lots of inventory items in this game.
Yes.
I know we deliberately did that, you know. But it's great how like much stuff there is.
Yeah. This was when we were like, this is a proper old school adventure, and what people like is inventory items.
Yeah.
Back and forth, and 5 layers deep puzzles and all this stuff, and then Lair of the Clockwork God, we were like, it's an indie adventure now, so we'll strip it all back. All right. So I believe Ben's not going to want to pick this up. Yeah.
Classic.
Call back to the. It doesn't even have to tell him to do it, Dan. Especially.
Now I remember this. Maybe not. The first conversation with Pal goes on for ages because it's just all exposition.
Oh, when Pal wakes up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has to tell them about how the time machine works and all that shit, doesn't he, as well?
I can't remember anything about that. What does that say?
This is the error report, so you just get the number off it for the boot disk.
Oh, of course.
Now, I think you have to show it to Dan, yeah. Oh, okay. Automatically. Needs a boot disk. 4815, lost reference. I said, you said what number could we use? And I said 4815 20 16 23 42, and you're like great, and then you just put 4815. Right. So
I think it's because like you have to just input it, and I decided that 4 numbers was enough. To remember as it is.
Yeah. Now this
classic internal drain pipe there. I see.
Is that what it is?
It's
drain pipes?
No idea. You know, your basic standard internal drain pipes.
I always thought of them as like tech, like
maybe
it might
sci-fi
be like
tech
things.
Wires. Yeah, it might be wires.
So this So I'm just going to quickly look at the diary again to remind ourselves of the
reading.
Yeah, sorry.
Boring. Version 4.2 Hitchhiker's Guide reference.
Right. So.
Oh, you have to answer questions, don't you?
Yeah. I think we just need his birthday. Right, 10th birthday, 24th of May, 1655. And then we just need to know his version number, which is 4.2, and his identity. Okay, so I think we're set.
I don't remember any of this bit.
And
you got to put boot disk in,
right? Oh, right, yeah, okay.
Play a game is a
War
games reference, isn't it?
Yes, I think it is. I feel like it might be this bit where Dan's thing, pathfinding fucks up, so I'm going to save. Yeah, again.
On the same one? Jesus.
Risky. Oh, do I need to talk to him?
You just make it a diskette, can you?
Oh, right, yeah, because you don't need him. Ben can do this bit because he doesn't need to do coding. Okay. Software version. Yeah, so this was the contentious bit of whether we should have the book there or not, because if you don't have the book there, it's a pain in the arse for the player to come out and look at their inventory and stuff. But if you do have it in, you're basically giving them the puzzle.
Giving the puzzle, yeah.
And honestly, I would have lent towards not having the book there, but and make them just go in and out again. But
24th of May, 1655. Is it?
55. Yeah. It's like 1955.
Oh, you missed a dot out.
Oh shit. Thank God this ancient computer allows you to backspace. Okay. And that was also a thing, was like, do we give them the character things? But I suppose it kind of makes sense because that's what you get with like passwords and stuff, right?
Did I definitely?
Yes.
God, I'm sure I did. But I tell you what I didn't do. I bet I didn't just like... That's right, 4850. I bet I didn't like take the input and just like automatically convert it to upper and then check it against the thing. I bet I just checked all possible variations. And I bet I did like whether they'd used capital Professor Alan Hartnell or whether they'd just capitalised the first letter or what.
Yeah.
Ejaculating diskette.
This is all satire on.
That's a funny joke.
Satire when you had to actually do all this stuff with computers. Like even when you were playing like Dare the Tentacle, right, in 1993, you had to have. Well, maybe you didn't need to boot this with Dare the Tentacle, but
set up auto-exec.bat and config.sys quite a lot, didn't you?
Yeah. And you had to like change the IRQ settings to get your sound playing and all this kind of stuff. Mad.
You got
it working? No.
Working.
So
I remember this going on, this being like Ben Ward steps in. Don't worry, lads. I'll write some. And in fact, I think like quite a lot of this was the first stuff to go in because I said to you, what would be really handy is if you just write all the stuff the player's definitely going to see.
Yeah.
And this was like one of the first lots.
Sissy.
Oh dear.
We didn't know. We didn't know. So that's us getting rid of an inventory item.
What's that?
The diary. So
okay.
we just gave it back to Pal so that because we didn't have use for it in a future puzzle, so it's like get rid of that. As much as we like having lots of inventory items, you don't want like
loads of stuff.
Loads of boring inventory items clogging it up. So I think Powell gets it slightly wrong here. He gives like an example of a chair or something. That's fine. No, okay. No, that's fine. I think that's okay, actually. Not too bad, not too long for
Not
like
too long actually.
Meeting the brand new character.
Probably cut it down quite a lot. Maybe it's if you try talking to him. There's just thousands of extra thousands of hours. No!
Definitely.
God, no, don't. No! Yeah, there we go. Okay, conversation terminated. Right, we got to wrap it up. So let's stick a hand in that thing and send it back in time.
We haven't been going for very long, have we?
Yeah.
Oh. Wait, a hand? What?
Can we not make the hand go? Is that not how you
we can make it go fat. Oh wait, he said he's calibrating. Hold on. Oh, we just can't step away.
Oh, we can't use it yet.
So what are we supposed to do now?
Pay attention to what he says.
Shit. Why can't you help us? Here we go. Oh. Right, okay. We need to just give him the time stick. This is probably what you're thinking about, is because you would have gone straight into giving him the time stick and then you get more dialogue.
Oh, okay. So it is quite a lot, but it's just broken up into two very...
Yeah. It's like the start of Day of the Tentacle, where they have the big intro and then you...
Quite a lot of this is like the start of Day of the Tentacle, isn't it? It's all turning out to be pretty Day of the Tentacle.
But just dialogue. Widow's Comforter, I googled that to see what Victorian slang for dildo was.
I don't think you did in 2009, mate. I don't think Google existed. You probably just got
Jeeves.
You've got it out of an issue of Loaded.
Yeah, I remember Loda would always be
We were
talking
banging on about widows comforters.
Victorian slang for dildos. I can't believe we knew the word balked back then. Oh shit. Oh well, I was just gonna say that it's like Day of the Tentacle in that like they do the intro and then they make you do the clock puzzle just to break it up a bit, and then they do the second half of the intro just to kind of stop you from getting too bored. But I think they actually did that. Oh, I can't remember. There was some. I think they didn't plan to do it, and then they were like, holy shit, this intro goes on for like 20 minutes. We've got to put a puzzle in the middle. So Pal is so named partly because it sounds like Hal from 2001, but also because named after George Powell, the director of the Time Machine movie.
Oh, well done. And also, friend.
Exactly, it works because
It's like a triple layered.
Yeah. Oh, here he is.
Old Hitler.
Yeah. I remember we talked a bit about. Is that a quote for something or reference or something?
What?
I barely understand a single word the funny little man says.
I don't know. That's nice. Look.
Yeah. I think we weren't sure how extravagant you'd be able to do this whole time rip thing, and so like this turned out quite nicely with like all this stuff. Yeah, I think we had back and forth about exactly how strong his accent would be in like in text, like and how many Z's and V's and V's would be in.
The answer was just all of them.
No, well, this is less. This is actually us being like, let's not make it too much.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. I probably said this in a previous commentary, but that "bwahaha" is how Tim Schafer spells it. It's like he writes that a lot in like Dead, Tentacle, and Full Bottle and all that kind of stuff. Like the villains always say "bwahaha."
Oh man, what a
What a cinematic.
what a sudden sound effect that was.
Yeah, I said.
Doesn't gel with anything else in the game.
Yeah.
It falls over. Nice. Alright, is this the Dan solo section?
This is the Dan solo section. So do you want to stop here? Or do you
No,
want
I want to see the Dan solo section.
Okay. I do know what you mean about you were saying last time, like it's got the slow music behind, even in the exciting cutscenes. Yes, of course, yes, I'll be great. So Dan's like characterization here is basically someone who's stuck in an adventure game.
Yeah.
And like every time he gets a little bit further, he's like, "Great! Oh, now I'm still stuck. I still don't know what to do." Ah!
Is he in his inventory? He's got another jacket as well, isn't he?
Yes, and a bit of fluff, like some pocket lids, and the skateboards. Yeah. Okay, so we need to get the rain, right, to
make it rusty.
Yeah, so we can age it to make it rusty. Oh,
You were using it.
Oh. Come on. Come on.
Come on, it's exciting, dramatic tempo-y. It's a really funny image. I'd use that as like my profile picture.
Like just
my,
peeking out into a dystopian.
My header on
yeah.
Mastodon or something.
Yeah. Mastodon, for people listening to this 2 years in the future, is
was a
was a
brief.
Twitter competitive briefly. Right, we want to send it forward in time.
We do. It's quite fly-like, isn't it?
Yeah.
But really nice that it just covers any.
Yeah. Originally it was going to be a bit more Star Trek Red
Yeah.
Dwarf season
Just
6y,
blew
where
away in a wind.
like you had like the outline of it in like little sparkly
Right.
pixels in the middle, but then you were like, I'm
No.
not doing that for every single item.
Yeah. In 3 different states.
Yeah.
Put the wheels on skateboard.
Oh yes. And then can you use that straight with pen? Yes. And this is it, isn't it? Not that difficult after all, Dan.
I don't even remember what we're doing.
You
Oh, it wakes him up.
putting him into the cold water. I like how like we've set up the skateboard going through there and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's nice.
Character arc.
I know.
We've got to revive Pal and find Hitler so we can get the time stick back. Okay.
Alright, that seems like a good place to stop.
Oh,
And then
time
we
move
can go through
opened up. So we'll talk about it more next time, I guess. But this is the point where if you haven't picked up the magnet, people assume they're stuck.
I got emails for years from people. It's a joke.
Yeah.
It's a joke about when you're stuck in adventure games and you think, oh my god, the developers have made a mistake.
Yeah.
And then you realise the developers haven't made a mistake, you're just trying to solve the puzzle wrong.
Yeah.
What I didn't realise was that meant I would get loads of complaints from people saying that they're stuck and I'd made the game wrong.
Yeah. Right, so before I exit, should we say goodbye for another session?
Goodbye for another session.
Bye, session.